So about 5:17. I get up at 5 when I'm sleeping out. So, and the rain started about 10 minutes after that, but we got camp busted down and got under the shelter. It'd be like that sometimes. So here we are, day 3. We're here in Dayton. We slept at the Islands Metro Park, and we're gonna head downtown, meet up with a new friend at the Metro Parks who's gonna watch our camping gear, and then we're gonna head over to Bikes for All and visit them and see what they're up to, and then we're gonna go check out some Wright Brothers museums. So should be a fun day, and then we're gonna come back here and sleep tonight. So let's get it. Met up with the player Jordan, helping me out with my camping gear for the day. So awesome. Jordan works for the Five Rivers Metro Park. Shout out to Five Rivers. What's the mission of Bikes for All?
Mission for Bikes for All is to get as many kids in the Dayton and greater area as we can on bicycles.
So it's a youth focus.
So it's a youth focus. So we build up bikes for kids. Anyone comes in under 18 years old, we will send them out on a bike for free.
Awesome.
And then we have a decent selection of bikes at a lower price for adults and, you know, parents, family members that want to ride with their kids. So it allows us to get them on bikes, and the any proceeds we make off of these go towards supporting our mission. So
awesome.
It pays our rent, buys
Love
parts,
that.
and stuff like that.
Oh, the elusive auto bike wheel.
Oh, we get 3 or 4 of them. And this, believe it or not, 3 months ago, I had this whole room cleaned out. I had 3 bikes back here.
So here we are at the halfway point in this journey, and I'm beyond excited to learn more about the Wright brothers. Here we are arriving in the former neighborhood of the Wright brothers, now named the Wright Dunbar Park by the National Park Service, and the home of the Dayton Aviation Heritage Museum in the Hoover Block building, which used to house Wright and Wright Printing. Isn't it kind of funny how things tend to be cyclical and history sometimes repeats itself? The Dayton Aviation Heritage Museum is in Hoover Block, which was the former home of Wright and Wright Printing, where they most notably printed the Dayton Tattler, which was published by famed novelist, poet, and short story writer Paul Laurence Dunbar, former high school classmate of the Wright brothers, and the Dunbar in Wright Dunbar Park. Next door to the Dayton Aviation Heritage Museum is the 4th location of Wright Cycles, opened in 1895 and operated until 1897, and it's the final location still standing in Dayton today. Made to look like one part operational bicycle shop from the period and one part bicycle museum, this place is appointed in that unmistakable NPS kind of way, and I honestly love it. Wow. What an interesting spot. I mean, I always kind of knew the connections between bicycles and aviation, but I never really knew how connected it all was. But touring the bike shop, the fourth bike shop, the fourth of five, and going past their old home and the replica home and finding out why the original home isn't there anymore. But very cool. Probably gonna have to go and visit the Henry Ford Museum and Thomas Edison's laboratory and all that. We'll have to see if I can get there via bicycle though. So we're on our bikes again and we're headed down the river to Carillon Park and the Wright Brothers Aviation Center and a replica of their fifth bike shop. Something I didn't realize about Dayton before visiting was just how many things were created or invented here. For example, Mead Paper Company, the people who brought you Trapper Keeper, were based in Dayton, Ohio, and invented LexisNexis, the great-grandfather to Google, or the fact that the illustrator of Smokey the Bear was from Dayton, Ohio. Who knew? There seems to be a lot of really cool historical stuff here, not just the Wright Brothers site. So I'm looking for the Wright Brothers site right now, and there's some historical structures. And, you know, because of the Wright Brothers inventing flight, you know, that brought a lot of inventors and a lot of innovation to Dayton, Ohio. So there's tons of stuff that was invented here and worked on here, but you should definitely check it out. There's a lot of really cool stuff that has happened in Dayton over the years. And here we are arriving at the Wright Aviation Center here at Carillon Park and the replica of their fifth bike shop. Many of these tools and treasures the Wright brothers actually held and used to repair and build their bicycles and work on their prototype airplanes. I'm especially fascinated with all the pulleys and clutches and the motor that they used to drive their tools. And then we come to what Orville called the first pilot's last project, a completely rebuilt and restored Wright Flyer 3, the aircraft that flew the first flight at Kitty Hawk. Right across the lane sits the Dayton Cyclery, a commemoration of the Huffy Bicycle Corporation, formerly known as the Davis Sewing Machine Company. Based in Dayton, Ohio, the Huffman family and the Huffy Bicycle Corporation played a significant role in developing the bicycle industry, and the Huffy Bicycle Corporation in particular was a dominant force for well over a century. Racicle. We should start calling them that again. Setting up camp right now, but yeah, we sampled what Dayton had to offer. It was a lot. There's more. I'll be back, and now I know Dayton is more of a destination. I don't need to get dropped off somewhere to come here. This can be the spot that I'm coming to from Columbus pretty easily, I think. So I'll be planning some tours directly here in the future. Yeah, tomorrow, day 4, we're gonna be heading up to Yellow Springs for another stay at John Bryant Park.